Yeah.
Just because you had got niggas calling, that don't mean it's
love
like,
don't mean shit to us.
Bad. The sex is bad.
The sex be bad.
Yeah, the sex
is boring. So
different things.
That's just like a fine girl with a shitty attitude.
Yeah.
She might be fine, but she got a shitty attitude. I don't want to be around you.
So now I just want to fuck you and I'm going to leave your ass. At first I wanted to fuck you and maybe be with you because you fine.
Because you fine and
now
I can
your
trophy
attitude
one.
fucked up.
Right. Welcome back. This is Arlington Scott, the man with the voice. This is Third Perspective. You know what I'm saying? I got two great guests here.
I'm a guest now?
Yeah, because you've been going for a year. You're a guest now. You got to work your way back into the rotation.
Fuck.
When you come back permanently, and I know you here, then we
See,
good.
next week he ain't gonna have no food in the kitchen. You a guest.
Had some delectables.
You know, I think I tried to set it up a little
Shout out
bit.
to Rick Ross.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Nice little lemon pepper ring stop.
And we ain't had no damn thighs. We had
Yeah,
wings.
exactly. Ain't no shortage on that shit.
Splurged on the wings.
A little bit, you know what I'm saying? I got a little bit of refund money back from a purchase that I made. I was like, I'm gonna spend a little bit of it.
Okay?
He took his Christmas outfit back to the
Ball
store.
out on my niggas. That's why I fuck with him. I'm a
All
ball
of them
out.
had tags on Christmas on the shit.
Yo, hold up. I gotta do the intro, man. See, having two comedians with a person that like to talk on stage don't work well. But
you a comic. You a comic. We getting you there, bro. You a comic.
facts. But welcome to Third Perspective. I think I did that part already. But sponsor Arlington-Scott.com. Go to the website, get merch. Everything's gonna be getting put up there. So go get your shit. One of my guests to my left, y'all remember her. Y'all seen her before. She's back temporarily for right now, I guess. I don't know. We'll see. Miss BK.
Yeah. What it is, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Yeah. Run up in your house. Plop, plop, plop.
Oh my God. And to my guest to my right, my bro been
Always the
doing
little people.
Ready to fight, nigga.
My bro is
Little
pretty much
chihuahua.
like my comedian mentor. He been doing comedy for over 20 years.
No
been
doubt.
around some of the dopest comedians: Damon Wayans, Samoa, Don DC Curry, Uncle Elroy.
Comic
Y'all might know him
View.
like that. Comic View,
Comedy Central.
Comedy Central, CSI,
Local strip clubs.
Okay.
a little bit everywhere. My bro Mike, man, how you doing, bro?
Crack-a-lacking. West Coast in the building.
You know what I'm saying? He from the West Coast, but he been in Charlotte for North Carolina. He love it here.
No, I
bad
don't.
like them New York
Racist
niggas.
ass.
New York niggas becoming North Carolina. I hate it here, nigga. You just here because you couldn't make it in New York.
Niggas do be coming from New York and tell you everything about New York.
Right. Well, go
Crazy.
back then, man. Go back.
Crazy in the Bronx, nigga.
It's so slow down here. Let's go
You
back.
got ran out of New York. You forgot
back.
that part. Like,
You wasn't that nigga in New
Okay.
York.
Ran
That's
out
why
of
you
New
down
York.
here.
Yeah, you running for your life now, here,
yeah.
nigga.
Most successful motherfuckers
Yeah.
leave from here to go to New York and do some shit.
This nigga
Exactly.
did the opposite.
Niggas be
You
like,
wasn't
yeah.
making it. You said, I'm going
Now,
to go to the
now if you
South.
at retirement age, I understand you coming down here,
Right.
buying you a big
No,
ass
I don't.
crib.
I go to Florida. Go to
No, you
Florida.
can get way more here and get the same.
But if you got that money, you feel me? If you was that nigga in New York,
But
take your ass.
they probably wasn't.
but your
And the
900
prices in New York, yeah.
your 900,000 here is not gonna be 900,000 in Florida.
It's just weird to me, I guess, because I grew up here. Like vacationing or retiring in North Carolina is like, so why?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, they're doing it for different reasons too. The weather,
Yeah.
the money, you know what I'm
Land.
saying? And quiet as it's kept, Charlotte is the second growing city in America.
Damn.
So-
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ain't
So
doing
speaking
shit
of
for me.
money, we had a
But
topic.
where the niggas at?
We had a. I think it's a lot of women asking that question right now. It seems like it's a shortage on
It
niggas
is
for
cuffing
women.
season. It is
It's
cuffing
cuffing
season.
season. There's a lot of lonely
Yeah.
ass cold
Yeah.
people out here right now. But I mean, I don't know if the money thing is a problem or whatever. But we had a topic that was brought up. I did it on Facebook and all this other stuff. I heard it from somebody else. But whatever, it's mine now.
Okay.
We pretty much had a conversation about, is $50K enough to live comfortably
With a woman.
with a woman?
But there's a lot of variables in that. So I
So-
don't think
so-
that's a question that you can specifically
So what is
pinpoint.
your take on like how you could live with $50K
With a
It has-
woman.
with a woman?
With the woman, it has
Let's put in with a woman in there.
Well, with the woman when she making how much?
I think that's a part of it.
Right.
But I don't think
if I'm making, like,
I don't think women's money don't really always get put in the equation anyway when it comes to providing.
maybe 40%.
You know what I'm saying?
What my money got to do with it?
Fellas, BK is a whole nother level. So some of her answers
Don't base your women off BK. Now.
I'm speaking for the real bitches.
Don't comment on BK. That's our girl, but she think like a dude half the time.
Mike, what is your? Do you feel like a relationship can be fine with the man bringing 50K?
Well, first off, if your mindset is on being happy, and that's what your mindset is, not on a bunch of material shit, because we know that in California, 50,000 ain't shit.
Right.
You about to be damn near poverty in LA, but 50K in Mississippi, you might be balling.
You probably
know what
got
I'm
a
saying?
nice piece of land,
You make
a decent
50,
size.
your wife or girlfriend, she make 40. Y'all make $90,000 a year.
Yeah.
You can live good, and here's the whole thing about it: living within your means. You can't be making $50,000 a year and think your ass out here balling.
Yeah, just buying. Oh, of course.
You make $50,000, but your car outside worth $65,000.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Come on, bro.
That don't make no.
But you
damn
in
sense.
on a party.
And it's a niggas be putting all that money into these Hellcats and everything and living in an
I
apartment.
had a homeboy out in West Covina, California. Had a Rolls Royce, was living in an apartment.
Damn, somebody should have robbed him.
And parked the bitch out on the street. Parked the bitch out on the street.
Somebody should have robbed him.
Is it my
Yeah.
turn?
Cause she waiting. She like double dutch. She waiting.
You know what I'm
She
She
about
like
to,
this.
she about to,
You know,
she about to jump on.
speak for
Because
me.
BK did bring up a point and asked if he sell drugs. Like,
Oh, see, come on now.
has he tried selling drugs?
So 50,000 is just what he's reporting. Is that what you
This
said?
is my thing, right? This is my
What
thing.
is your take on it?
Okay,
man?
one, right? I don't diminish anybody for whatever they're making, right? It's hard out here. You got to make what you need to make. Cool. I appreciate that. If you want to get like me, right? You want to get with a bitch like me.
He got to take penitentiary
You feel me?
chances.
So, like, you feel me? Like, my thing is, I want to live a certain quality of life. Not everybody wants to live that. Some people want a house, a wife, a family, and just being able to travel, once or twice a year. That is completely fine. Not like me. You feel me? Like, I want to be independently, financially, like, free. I don't want.
You talking
to-
about
Is that-
yourself
is that
or
doing what y'all-
him?
Right.
I'm talking about us. If you with me, it's a us. You feel me? So for me, I don't make 50,000. I have 3 jobs. So I'm putting myself in a position to where when my kids come along, they don't have to worry about anything. I don't want that. So if you want to get like me, you can start off making 50,000. That's fine.
But see, here's the thing too. Like when we was kids, we didn't know we was broke. We didn't know your mama was
Yeah,
broke.
you knew nothing about
you
that.
knew nothing about being
see,
broke.
a lot of people
so,
knew nothing
so
about
I think
that.
when
I
a lot
can't-
of people say, I want my kids to have this, I had that, kids just want to be happy. Going to the park is free. You ain't got to go to fucking Disneyland. Going to the park is free.
I can't really speak on that because I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth.
See,
so,
but yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
that's
Like,
you gotta-
but you got to have another perspective.
But that's
that you
another
can talk
thing.
about,
Even like you brought up kids, right?
right.
A lot of people try to say like the kids is the reason why they try to do stuff.
right.
But you got a lot of people that do so much shit for only themselves and then say this is for setting my kid up. How you spending a bunch of money all the time setting your child up? A lot of problems with a lot of black people. We like to buy a lot of shit. We like
To look good for other people.
We like to do the coolest stuff, but you ain't got no money saved to give to your kid.
We make the least amount of money and spend the most in
Exactly.
America.
Most of the time with black people, if you look at generations, right, and somebody out the family make it big, they set out, they build a business and they make money or they go pro or something like that. They usually giving money back to their parents.
Right.
Money supposed to flow down.
Right.
It ain't supposed to flow up. That don't even make fucking sense.
Right.
So a lot of people that say, I want my kids to live a certain
Their
way,
daddy making 50,000.
probably is.
But he raised them a certain way. He probably lived with
I'm not.
And 50,000
I'm
back
not-
then with them dads
I'm
was
not
a
mad.
lot of money.
One thing about it, because I talked about this in my group chat, I'm not mad about whatever you make, right? I'm not mad. My thing is, where do you see your life going? Are you comfortable with making $50,000 for the rest of your life? That's the issue.
Which
Because
is cool.
anything that
Yeah.
you do, you can monetize that situation. If you're a janitor, be a janitor now, but open up a cleaning business. If you're a teacher, become a professor. Anything that you're doing at this point, you can maximize that
That's
and
a fact.
make 60, 70, 80, 90, $100,000 a year. So it's not the money that you're making now. It's where do you see yourself growing? And I can't be with the stagnant nigga.
But see that's the whole thing. Like this is kind of like a open-ended question.
It is.
Because like she said, you got people that you looking at a guy who you're saying, yeah, you're a janitor, but I want you to be a businessman janitor where you everybody can't do
Everybody
that.
ain't got that
Yeah,
in
his
them.
mindset might not even be on. He
Yeah.
good with
And-
just going
and
let the
listen,
man deal
and
with
listen, and
buying
that's-
mops and shit. you know?
And that's fine. And that's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
If you're satisfied with being where you are, that's fine. You're just not gonna be with me.
With you.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You're not.
But why
wrong.
not? Because you independent. So if you go out here independently and do your thing, what his 50,000 got to do with anything?
Because for me, I don't want to be the breadwinner.
But this a good man. He treating
Right.
you right.
It
He's
is-
good with the kids.
So this is my
Oh,
thing.
hell.
This
This is just
no.
I was
This
about to say,
question-
Vietnam, let's
right.
see if
So
you about to say
this, right. This is my thing, right? I'm not into the business of settling. Right? I don't give a fuck about a good man. Right? You have to be good for me.
Wow.
Okay?
Hold
I
on.
don't-
Wait. Run that back. Run
I
that
don't give
back.
a fuck about a good man.
I'm not settling because you're a good man, because there's plenty of great women out here who get played, who get cheated on, who get treated like shit.
No, but I'm saying a man who's not doing all that.
Right.
You're cool with not having him. And yeah, you are. Because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah, we
I said,
talked-
so you want a $100,000 dude who cheating on you. You like, fuck it, I'm cheating too.
And
She'll
it's,
take
it's,
him up.
it's not. It's not about like, oh, he has to be making $100,000 right now, right? If I do,
He got
get
potential.
right? If I do get with a man who is making six figures and who has his life established, there are certain things that come with that because now his option for women are different.
Yeah,
than a
he can
man
have
who's
all
making
of them.
$40,000, $50,000.
This is
So,
why I always
if
say.
you are covering everything that I require and you desire a woman on the side, that's fine. Just know I'm gonna have a nigga on the side. Like we can have
But
that
this
conversation.
is the only thing. This is the only
But
thing
you're
wrong with
not
that,
equal,
BK.
though. Here's the thing. I'm making $4 million because I play for the Dallas Cowboys.
right.
I met
He
you.
had to throw in the damn Cowboys.
Damn right, Cowboy
Right.
Nation, baby. But I'm making $4 million. I meet you. You was at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking at you as damn. She a good woman. We have fun. She completes me. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? How do you say? Because I make $4 million. I got side bitches
That you can have.
have side
That-
dudes.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Hold up, BK. Hold up, BK.
Okay, I want to clarify
This
that.
is the matter of fact. Go ahead. You go ahead and
Okay,
clarify.
I'm gonna clarify, right? I've never been a bitch to work at Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Let me finish though. So if let's say
No, you was in the frozen food aisle,
I've
BK.
never. You know what I'm talking about? Let me clarify.
Ring
my
it up.
first job.
Oh,
My
you
first
putting the
job.
banquets in the damn.
I was never that bitch to ring shit up. No. Never that bitch with the fucking blue vest on.
You
okay?
talk about
Never.
Miss North Carolina Central over there.
With
Or
the
Miss Shaw.
Miss
Miss Shaw. My
please.
bad, Miss Shaw.
Please get the
Shaw,
title
you
right.
went to
Shaw. I don't wanna disrespect.
I didn't go to Shaw. I graduated from Shaw. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, we doing a show with a person.
Chill
I'm out this bitch.
And you can leave. You feel me? And you can get the fuck out.
I got
You
that
feel
black
me?
and pride in me.
But
That
no,
little
like,
bitty ass
so,
Jim.
but if
What's
a
the
man,
clarification now?
Okay, so one, if a man who is making millions of dollars pulls a bitch out of welfare, because at that point, no disrespect, you working at Walmart, close to welfare. So yes, you don't have any type of leverage. You don't have any type of investment coming into this. So that's a
Until
conversation.
you get a divorce.
And right, and that's a conversation.
And that's usually
that
what
you
they be
need to
banking
have.
on.
Right.
But someone like myself, someone like, you know, a lot of my other friends who are making a substantial amount of money, who don't need a nigga. I don't need a man to take care of me financially. Right.
Right,
So
right.
that's a difference between someone who needs and someone who don't. I want someone to meet me where I am because I work hard to get to where I am.
Okay, here's another thing. So what about the mental aspect of it? Because we know that in today's society, it's harder out here for a black man than it is a black woman. Because when you go to the workspace, the white man's not intimidated by y'all. He want to see y'all. He want to see the big black booty one around there. Because secretly, he want to sleep with one anyway.
He gonna let you get back.
That when it
Mike
comes
said
to
I had a big black booty.
when it comes to an intelligent black man,
Mike did not.
that's who they intimidated by. So we know it's harder. Not saying it's not hard for you guys,
right?
But it's harder for us. So if you know that this man is doing all he can, he's a good guy. He just ain't catching no breaks. But because then you saying working 3-4 jobs, that opens up another can. Like now he ain't got time to spend with you. Now y'all, you know what I'm saying? Like
that's another thing about relationships right there when you talk about the money side of it. Because yes, there's so many women that want men making a certain amount of money.
And it's important to talk about it.
And it's very important.
Yeah.
You got to put your expectations out there, which is cool. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But you also got to realize what's the sacrifice that you're willing to deal with in these relationships. Because there is some kind of sacrifice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
In every relationship, I don't care what kind, ain't nothing just all the way perfect to where it's you getting all the time, you getting all the money, you getting all the vacations, you getting all the right stuff said to you, all the gifts bought. That ain't happening. Most of the time, a lot of dudes with money, they don't have to try. They don't have to have sex with you that good.
Yeah.
He can buy you anything.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
He don't have to. The thing is, he don't have to because he's providing a life for you.
But
He don't have to have great sex with you for you to sit there and be
because she getting it from somebody else.
She getting it from somebody else.
The pool
Probably.
man, he there all day.
Exactly.
With all
So
his
that
dick.
means everything in the relationship, you sacrificing something.
The pool
You
man
giving up something.
It's so much to unpack. Okay, so I do agree that right now in today's society that it is difficult for black men to move up in the corporate ladder than it is for black women, right? We do have more of a leeway. For myself, I can't speak for all black women, right? For myself, if you are out here getting that money, again, because I speak from this perspective because I've dealt with bum niggas. I've dealt with niggas who live with their mom. I've dealt with niggas who sold weed as their main source of income. So like,
ain't bumped up the cocaine at all.
He's still doing them. This nigga them dime bags with seeds in it.
Not because like I've only dealt with high class niggas, but I've seen the lack of
shout out to
motivation.
Kevin Samuels.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? I've seen the lack of like just getting by. So it really isn't that difficult. I come from a family of men who are entrepreneurs. It's about the motivation. And I'm here as your woman to support you in that. You have to want to do it. It's really not that difficult making $90,000. It's the mindset that you carry to do that. Now, I'm not saying making $1 million, yes, that's a little more difficult. But if you have a skill set, if you a blue collar worker, I know a nigga right now who literally puts TVs up for a living. All he does is install TVs. This nigga is making 6 figures in his own business. It's not difficult.
I mean, yeah, because there's a lot of niggas that don't mount TV.
And, right. And
Or
he also went out to go get it.
You ain't just trying to put it up in the moment and fall down.
And let me clarify. He mounts TVs, right? Has his own business. He makes 6 figures. He lives downtown Charlotte. The nigga wants me to come on trips. He has a lot of time to himself because he makes his own schedule. So again, we're putting like potential things you don't know until you try it. Now, if you're in a situation to where you're in a corporate position and you are making this money and you have a lack of time, then it's on me to make sure that I'm being fulfilled on both of our ends because you're doing what I need you to do. And we're also in a position to say, look, this is not a forever thing. This is temporary to get to where we need to get
this
to.
life.
So I
This
need
money.
to make, as the woman, what I'm supposed to do because I'm your investment. Women don't bring things to the table. We are supposed to multiply what you give us. So if you're making the money, what I'm supposed to do is make sure that your money is being invested to monetize that money to make sure in 5-10 years you're able to retire. That's what I'm supposed to be doing.
But then too, you got a man right now, we know a lot of women who get these guys, they dress them up, they get them looking nice, getting nice haircuts. The brother didn't know what he had, he he didn't see his
other people
potential,
want
but
him.
a girl cleaned him up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And we know that
She
these
done polished
guys,
them off.
sometimes they get to a certain point, and now you can't tell them shit. Mm-hmm. Like
He gonna leave your ass for a white girl, okay?
I can tell you right now that when I was making $100,000 a year, I was making over $100,000 a year. I was the most miserable person on the planet, and I had the money to do what I wanted to do. Now that I'm only making like 70, 80, I'm the happiest dude because I'm doing what I want to do, you know. And even then, I was doing what I wanted to do, but I was so gone all the time. I was literally packing my bags on a Sunday, Monday, leaving, coming back Friday, Saturday, repacking,
And
going
getting
out
back up out
again.
of
I was paying rent for my damn furniture.
Okay.
Pretty much.
Like, you know, so people, you know, like you were saying earlier, what makes you happy is what makes you happy, what makes you happy. But to me, I learned that money ain't gonna make you happy if you're not already
But
happy.
it don't hurt.
right.
It don't hurt. But I've seen people, but also I've seen people that you think they got money
Yeah.
and they don't.
And they don't, right.
How many times we seen somebody die that's a actor or whatever, we got to do a GoFundMe because they ain't got no money.
Or a comedian.
My mentor, AJ Johnson, he played Ezel on
Yeah.
Friday. This brother been doing shows all over the world. But when he died, ain't had no money. But you see him on TV, you think, oh, he got some
He's doing
cheddar.
well.
Right.
Right.
One of the most
I mean,
unhappy
but-
guys
I mean, we
on
can
the
put
planet.
that's the thing with now perception can be put out there all
Right.
kinds of
Especially
ways.
with social media.
With social media, you can think somebody living the most lavish,
Living
crazy
large.
life
Right.
Yeah.
out here
Yeah.
and not doing shit.
And it don't even have to be an entertainer. It could be a business
be-
person.
yeah.
You living out in Ballantyne.
And they just,
Because if you got a job
Man,
as
listen.
a business person making $200,000 and you lose your job, there's not a lot of $200,000 jobs
Yeah,
out there to
absolutely.
get.
It sure
So
ain't.
now you
But
out
70,
here,
80, I can work
yeah.
with that.
So you got a big old house, but you ain't got no furniture in there.
Yeah.
What was the chick from TLC said she had this big house and they ain't had no furniture? The singing group TLC. I think it was
Oh, Chili.
might have been
Chili.
chilling.
Yeah,
But,
said she had a huge house
I
with
think
no
I think the
furniture.
entertainment business is a lot different from like the corporate world, just because that's dealing with like contracts and
But
things
you can
of that
lose it
nature.
all in the corporate world quick
I mean,
too.
and you can.
You can
right?
lose it all doing anything.
If I say,
Let's
you can-
not
right.
forget
Bad
that.
investment.
One
Yeah.
man can lose everything.
And one thing that
It don't matter what it
and one
is.
thing that the pandemic showed us that the only essential worker is the niggas working at McDonald's.
Come on now, 'cause
everything
McDonald's ain't
else,
closing down, baby.
okay?
So now if you with BK, you lose your job, you out of there.
You
gone.
Hey,
You out 50K
Yeah,
or not?
listen.
You out of there.
you ain't out of there, but you got 30 days to figure it out.
Wow.
So speaking of getting out of there, both of y'all have been married and divorced.
Oh hell.
Yeah, I figured this was a great time to go ahead and jump into this. I'm thinking about getting married. You know, we're not
Yeah.
thinking about. I already made a
You
decision.
will
it's
be.
going
Yeah.
to happen.
Right, you will
It
be.
ain't for
it's
everybody.
going
but
to happen.
You have an
it
amazing
can work.
woman.
You know what I'm
have an
saying?
amazing
That
woman.
helps a whole lot.
Yeah.
But with both of you already being divorced, what would you say?
Getting a divorce, man.
Getting divorced, already in a divorce, what would you say was the best part of being married?
You can go first.
Okay.
I gotta think about it.
So I think for myself, just
Because
having
you had to like it at some point.
yeah, absolutely.
You just,
No, and I
to
want
choose to get married.
and I want to make
that's
it
a decision
very
there. Now.
clear, right? When I decided to get married, I was totally into that. I was completely with him, and I was extremely happy. So it wasn't something that I regretted at all.
Until
and
you
I
couldn't bowl.
right, right until I couldn't bowl. That
Listen,
that
that's
was
not joke.
the motherfucking
Behind the
that was the
scenes,
last straw. I'm not even a bowling bitch.
You know what?
You know what I'm
This,
saying?
this it here.
I at
hit
least
gutter
want to
balls.
see when I throw gutter balls. I want to
I hit gutter balls on the regular.
Right.
But as soon as a bitch stripped, you know what I'm saying? This is dangerous. Hazardous to my life. But so I think for myself, marriage itself is a beautiful concept. I am someone who believes in God. I believe in the union of marriage, and having two souls come together who are like-minded was just beautiful for me. And for me and him, we were definitely on the same page. Now, once our lives started to come together and our cultures were different, it didn't work out. But the most beautiful thing was having a accountability partner, having someone who you knew was there for you no matter what. saw all of your flaws, because you know, even on this, like, people don't really see me without my makeup. You know what I'm saying? People don't see me on my day to day, how I'm looking like a motherfucking boy, Chinese
I told
boy.
BK to bring her ass here and don't be looking
Yeah, I
dusty
was about to come up
today.
here looking raggedy, because that's,
Looking
you know,
Yeah, I
I
had to tell
don't give a
BK, 'cause
fuck. You
BK
feel
come
me?
out the motherfucker with pajamas on,
Head wrap
all kinds of shit.
I work 3 jobs. You know what I'm saying?
Damn it.
Y'all asking a lot from a bitch. But you know, just being able to be loved unconditionally and someone loving me, not because I'm funny, not because I'm
Is
No,
that
no,
the
that's a
same
part
girl
of it.
we've been talking to?
It ain't- That's
Because I'm
that's
sitting
why
here
you gotta have
like,
the conversation.
yeah, I'm sitting like,
yeah.
Hey,
I mean,
being
but-
funny is a part of it, though. I don't
It
give a damn,
is.
because there's some boring ass women out here that don't be
Listen.
having good conversation,
Yeah.
can't make you laugh, and it's just you handling the conversation the whole time.
And that was what I ended up in. I ended up in a relationship where we were 2 different people.
Yeah.
But I was like, sometimes opposites attract. But mine was, I didn't have nothing good with my marriage. Nothing good.
Shit.
Because once
Can't relate.
Once we both said I do, the whole different person came out.
Gotcha.
Like, not the sweet person that I married. Because even my boys that was at my wedding was like, when he told me he was getting married, I knew I was coming, because I had to see who the hell
Who
got
got
him to say I do.
Right.
Yeah.
Because I've always been that type where I'm an independent person. I've always been well traveled. You know, I've always had access to a lot of women. You know what I'm saying? So one of my boys told me something smart. He said, Mike, you was actually able to look at your friends who were married or maybe got divorced and maybe stayed together and seen what you wanted.
Oh.
And
then,
right, because I
and
got
then went with
married
it.
later. You know what I'm saying? All my boys married, got kids, but
she did this shit again.
they can read lips too.
Exactly.
Yeah, she got a pee, y'all.
She
got a
always
tinkle.
this the
She got a
second.
tinkle.
Hey, go back to a couple of episodes from a minute ago. She pulled this shit before. I got it.
Listen,
Man, she always trying to
my
hide
bladder
it.
is
I got
small.
it.
You
I
gotta
got
do
it.
her like we going on a trip. You
Yeah.
gotta go to the
You gotta
bathroom.
go- yeah.
My bladder is
You might as
small.
well go ahead now. Shit, they already
Yeah.
know.
Fuck y'all.
It's the bathroom right here.
And leave the door open.
Yeah, fuck y'all.
You a G.
We don't want to. We don't want to smell that snake sit down smell.
Yeah, so man, you know, so with my marriage, man, I had to really say, you know what? I don't want to be unhappy for the rest of my life. If this is what you're gonna be and you're not gonna change, I got to go.
Right.
And it's funny because we really hear her peeing.
Man, she peeing with some pressure.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Damn, it's hitting that water, boy. We got a water leak. Call a plumber.
Damn firewalls out here. What the hell?
And we better hear that water run through washing them hands.
22 seconds. 22 seconds.
Man. But yeah, you know, I look at, and here's one thing that I'll tell men who are married. Don't think that your boys that are not married is having it better than you. This is what I'll tell you.
Right.
We looking at you like, damn, I wish I had that. I wish I had
That's
the
a
woman
fact.
to come home to, a woman that supports me. You know, we out here, we get to smash different women or whatever.
Yeah.
But at the same time, after you smash and she go home, you a lonely motherfucker.
It get cold in that bed by yourself in the
Definitely
winter.
do. You know what I'm saying? So don't ever think as a married man that you're not getting what you're supposed to be getting, because ain't shit out here, bro.
Right.
Ain't shit out here.
And that's pretty much the conversations that either I've heard later, I mean, like recently or going on, and you hear it frequently now from men that, bruh,
Right.
it ain't nothing out here. Like,
But
if you find
as
one,
a man too, know when you're ready.
Yeah.
Because as a man,
That's a
we're
fact.
the ones who control that. When you're ready, that's when you should
That's
settle
when you-
down,
yeah.
leave all the childish games behind.
you really got to make that change
Yeah, you have
into
to
it, because
make it.
marriage ain't something to just fuck
You have
around
to
with.
make it. Bruh, I had to literally, I would go do a show.
I fucked up.
Like say I would go do a show in Dallas, Texas, right? I'm gonna say Houston, because Houston brothers,
look lit.
if
I
you
got-
single, go to Houston. They all got big booties. I don't know what it is, but they all got them. But as a man that used to be out there with a lot of women, I had to say, I'm gonna go do this show and I'm gonna take my ass back to the room. Like I had to make a conscious effort to
Yeah.
say, you're not young anymore. You're not single. You're not hanging around the club trying to take something back to the room. I had to
Yeah.
literally tell
Ain't no need
myself, take your married ass
Ain't no
to
need
the
to
room.
be. Ain't no need to be out here.
Right.
Late as hell for
call
no
her,
reason.
Look, and call and check in. Be like, hey, I'm at the room. Here's the room number.
Gotta
Call
do
me.
that.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Because a lot of us right now, we're in that age, and of course, us now like feeling for whatever reason we call 30 old, or we act like that's the other side of the hill or something like that.
Yeah.
Well, shit, I'm a
30
grandpa
young,
then because I'm
bro. Yeah,
41. So
exactly.
shit.
30 very young, but the way people look at it now, it's like
right.
you the old head or some shit like that.
I mean,
And that ain't what it
the
is.
10-year challenge. People talking
Yeah.
about, I'm so old.
Look, it's
Bitch,
stupid.
You don't shut up with your 29-year-old
Exactly, bro.
ass.
Shut up, bro. Like, what are you talking about?
You ain't got a gray hair on your balls yet. You talking about
got a lot of people that's. I think it's because a lot of people are hitting that age now, where when you was in high school and stuff, you was like, I want to have a kid at a certain
Right,
age,
right.
a house. I want to be making this money.
Yeah.
I want to be able to travel such and such. And now you 30, you ain't done none of that shit yet.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Or some of it just ain't happened the way that you thought it was supposed to happen. Because you might have a kid or whatever. But then you see your friends being married. You see your friends having kids and starting families and buying houses and shit. And then you want to do it.
But see, one thing we gotta realize too is that you can be, like we said earlier, you could be anything you want to be on social media. Because just because you see this family and they got their kid, you not seeing.
You
all
ain't know
the
what
shit.
happened before that picture.
Yeah, just like a woman talking about, I want to have a baby. But when that baby come and it's crying at 3 a.m, your ass like, shh,
Y'all don't see that.
I mean, but it's,
ain't nobody recording that part.
I
Right.
think it's different from women and men, right? Because if it was a perfect world for BK, right, I wouldn't have a child till I was 60 years old, but I don't have that luxury. Like I
60?
yeah, for real. I don't.
You ain't gonna have the patience at 60 for no
Listen,
child.
No, old people ain't got no
First of
patience.
all-
Shut your crying ass
Old
off.
people ain't got no patience. Old people ain't got
First of all,
no patience.
y'all don't know a bitch like
Telling
me.
a 4-month-old,
When they
tell
got-
me what you want.
Y'all-
Yeah, when it's your child at
Yeah.
60, you ain't got no patience.
No.
A grandparent
But
at 60, you can send that little mother
The way, I'm
back.
setting, the way I'm setting my life up, I'm not take care of that child. Okay, that child coming out of me, I'm sending it to the nanny. You know what I'm talking about? But
Oh my
but
God.
unfortunately,
What
like,
kind of absent mother?
listen, it happens all the time.
Told y'all she different.
It definitely does happen all the
Love, I
time.
already love her to death though, but she different. She damn so different.
But, like,
Hey,
bitch,
BK one of them women where you be looking at her like, oh damn, she cute. Damn, I
And then she
want to
start-
fuck with her.
and then
But
she-
then she get to talking, you like, no, we
Nah,
gonna need a whole week.
yeah. I'm
Right.
definitely cis material. You know what I'm saying? You don't want this drama in your life. You feel me? But like turning 30 this year, it hit me hard because it made me realize like I have about a 10-year span, if that, to have kids.
Yeah.
And so I had to make a decision like when I'm 33, regardless if I'm in a relationship or not, regardless if I am talking to someone, I need to have a child.
You getting pregnant.
One. I'm
Just-
getting pregnant at 33.
The regular
You
way
gonna
or
just make a-
anyway.
You gonna
I
make
have
a
to get it. And the crazy thing is, my mama. I told my mama, and she was
Oh, hell.
she was like, so do you know how much artificially inseminated costs? And I'm like,
Somebody put
I'm
that
like, mama. I don't know if you heard about a bitch like me. I be fucking.
Cause I'm sitting there like 33, so 3 more years.
Yeah.
The
I mean-
regular way.
She got to go
Listen.
ahead.
You know, I'm a handsome guy. We might make some cute
Listen,
babies.
hey,
The love connection. The love connection is on the way. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
So
Shit.
if you can't find a man or a woman and you just want a baby,
Okay,
holla at
Lord.
me.
I got you.
I'll put it together for you.
Call
now.
1-800. I'll pregnate your ass.
if you want love, holla at another nigga.
Right.
But if you want your ass dragged,
Right. Pull that fucking
you
hair.
know what I'm saying?
Put your
you
hand
want
in the
your ass
headboard.
slapped. You want a good situation that's gonna give you heartache later? Holla at Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Holla at Mike.
Mike 2 times. Mike.
Mike.
Mike. You know what I'm saying?
Holla at
Oh my God.
I don't like Michaels.
Yeah.
My daddy name was Michael.
Yo.
But
if
no,
y'all
it-
don't laugh at this, bro, y'all just ain't
I
got no
think-
sense of humor
I
that
think,
God
like,
gave
for
me.
me, that was subconsciously one of the reasons why I did decide to get married, because I was in a place to where I was like, okay, I'm turning 30 this year, and I need to set myself up for a family. I am a woman who desires children, who desires a 2-parent household. And now I'm in a point to where it's like, okay, that marriage didn't work out. I would love to get married again, but I also want to have some type of offspring.
And they gotta
And you
make
got
more
to
than 50
change
kids.
some of your damn thinking too, BK. I'm just saying.
It's always
This is the
me.
thing. BK,
It's never
BK, you
been
need
me.
to.
It's
I've
always me.
I've had conversations with BK, and I really be sitting there like, yo, what the fuck BK thinking? Like, do she think this really gonna work? Like,
Yeah,
no.
like BK.
I
Come
remember,
on,
like,
now.
I specifically remember BK one time telling me, I'm fully in love with this nigga. But then she told me about knowing that he dealt with somebody or some shit like that.
Yep.
And then later on, like a couple weeks later, she was upset about the nigga. And I'm like, well, the way this started out, it didn't seem. I was just
Right.
like,
And how you fully invested in
I
love with
didn't
somebody who
understand.
already got somebody?
And let me explain, right? Let
Shit
me
threw me
explain.
off. I'm
Because
like-
BK ain't afraid of competition. So it's
Oh, Lord.
it's like, okay. So
listen, if you gonna play the
Girl,
game, what you
that
say,
is not the
BK?
friend to have around your head.
hey, you
BK,
got
what you say? If you gonna play the game, do what?
hey, you gotta play to win. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, it's a lot of bitches out here. You feel me? And a lot of bitches look good. Bitches ain't like me. So if you want to go at it, we can go at it. Okay? Cause
That might be your nigga today. But you let BK talk to him.
Yeah, I'm talking
But
about.
what goes around comes
Okay.
around. So how you got him?
No, I
don't
don't believe
believe
in
in
that.
that?
I don't believe in
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't
BK don't
believe
If
in
he'll
that.
cheat on her, he will cheat on you.
She said she the one that
I
can
don't-
change that pretty
Right,
much.
I don't believe in that.
Am I
because-
lying?
No, you're not lying.
No,
You're
I-
not.
I don't
A
believe
nigga that's
that.
a cheater that gonna consistently
Right.
cheat, he gonna cheat
Right,
regardless.
so
That's
that-
why I said
so-
earlier, when you as a man, when you say I want to wed this woman, as a man, you have gotten to that point where you're saying I don't want to fuck with nobody else.
Right.
And you gotta wake up every day and consciously choose
You
that.
have to
that
wake up
decision.
every day.
You
and
gotta
to
choose
be
that
with this
every day.
woman. Because we know as men, we don't give a fuck about nobody's feelings. I'll fuck you right now, BK, and don't give a shit about you.
Breaking news.
I'm just using her because she's the only woman here.
I feel
but
you.
I can have sex with you without being emotionally tied.
And also for myself, right?
She can
Listen. So like,
You ain't playing this. You ain't playing this game by yourself,
too.
man.
Yeah, yeah.
I got 4 older brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I learned at
So
a
you
very,
know, yeah,
I learned
you
at a
seen
very
it.
young
Right.
age that sex does not mean commitment. It does
Don't
not
mean
mean
love.
relationship. It does
Yeah.
not mean that someone is emotionally tied to you.
Right.
So I have been in positions to where I don't. There's only maybe a minute amount of people who I've had sex with and I do not have some type of relationship with as far as friendship. I don't see sex that way. So
You like fuck Steve Harvey book talking about you
yeah,
gotta
like
wait.
I don't give a fuck.
Wait 90 days?
Yeah, wait 90 days.
Steve know you been on bullshit with that.
While he
Steve
fucking
Harvey is
somebody
on
else
his
for
fucking
90 days.
Exactly.
fifth marriage. So
Yeah,
you know what I'm
he-
saying? It
Steve-
took him some time to figure it out. For me, it's having someone who is compatible with me.
Right.
I don't want to play a certain role. I don't want to be a sweet ass woman. I don't want to be a woman who you think is supposed to be a certain type of wife, a certain type of mother. I want to be myself.
You don't want to
So,
be dumbed down.
So you
for
ain't
what
sweet?
BK
Is that what you're
is.
saying? You not sweet?
I'm not gonna say I ain't sweet, but
BK,
I like
you not sweet.
I like to talk
So if your
shit.
man's sick, you ain't gonna go get him a cup.
Yeah,
But
but
this
I'm-
is the thing.
but I'm
This is the thing. I
also-
believe BK. I believe BK will be like the she gonna take care of the nigga.
Yeah.
The nigga he gonna be
You gonna be
perfect. Like
good.
he gonna eat. He gonna be taken care
Yeah.
of. He gonna get sex when he want to and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
But BK just ain't about to sit here and be on no whatever you like.
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
she
ain't
ain't gonna
buckle
not
like no
talk
dog.
her shit. Now
Yeah.
BK gonna open her mouth. You better believe.
Yeah.
If you can't take that shit,
Right.
don't slide in them DMs.
I'm right. I'm talking about shit. And I think what's so like weird is that niggas who want to be with me also want me to conform to what they think.
want you to be,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it's like you were attracted to me because I am this way.
Stay toxic, my
Yeah,
friends.
like-
I be telling people this, and
Because
they think I'm playing.
I talk shit because
People
I
think I'm
am free,
playing.
because I do what I want and I will what I please.
And you liked it when you saw
And
it.
you liked it. That's why you can
But
talk
see,
to
I
me.
can understand a certain way too, though, because like I like your personality, but I already know that with your personality, as a relationship wise, we gonna have some damn problems. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And that's the stuff that you gotta know.
That's what you gotta know.
'Cause people just
either,
be-
that's like a man meeting a girl at the strip club.
Yeah.
Now you got a
Wait.
problem
Great
with her
example.
stripping because
Now
you
you
your
gotta-
woman. Yeah, but you married.
Now you got to
Can we-
stop all that shit.
Let's scratch the record. Did you just compare me to a bitch in the strip club?
No, I did not. I did not. I said it's like I'm talking about the mentality of the thinking of the.
It's really of the man that he questioning.
Oh,
Right.
Like
okay.
him
Dissing the man, right.
him meeting you like this, how you are.
You're right.
Then y'all get together and he says you can't be like this.
Right.
Right.
That shit
Right.
ain't gonna fly because that's gonna be an argument.
Because like you said, you was attracted to me like this.
Right.
So now what's the problem?
Right.
Now you can't
You can-
handle it.
You can only fake that shit for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
In any relationship, at some point, the regular you, the person that you have been being, is coming out.
Exactly.
So if you don't talk about that,
Well,
And
the whole thing about relationships, man, they just fucking hard.
exactly,
Yeah.
They
people
just
don't
fucking
want to
hard.
work.
They
They
work.
just fucking hard because
People
I,
do not
I know,
wanna work.
I know a girl who me and her like real tight. So if something happening with her husband, she come talk to me. She got to the point where she felt like because they've been married for like 15 years, and she felt like he ain't showing her the affection and the love. I mean, this man out here working every day, taking care of the family. They got
Like she
3
tried a
kids.
threesome.
Oh shit!
Well, here's the thing: she don't went out, stepped out.
Oh
don't
yeah,
step
that's
out.
a wrap. That ain't gonna be better.
But like I told her,
His ego broke.
this man that you stepping out with, he ain't got to deal with the regular you.
Did she suck his dick?
Probably.
Yeah, she slobbed the knob. And
I'm
everything.
pretty sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing to get us when our woman cheat. That's what get us right there.
That's the
Was
thing
the nigga
right
dick
there.
bigger than ours? That's the first thing.
Never ask questions
And
you
just
don't wanna-
imagining your woman slobbing the.
Because you know what she. Because this is the thing.
Yeah,
you know what she do to you.
Yeah,
Listen,
buddy.
The visual
Yeah.
of her doing that to somebody else.
Only thing worse than the imagination that you have in your mind
Yeah.
is to actually have seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You walk in the door and she
It's
go
a wrap. I think, so I've had men ask me, right, what my body count is that I'm dealing with, right? And so that has never bothered me. It's never bothered me for a man to
For a man to ask your
me
body count.
For my body count.
Niggas still
One
ask for body
time,
counts?
a man asked me, how many dicks have I sucked?
Oh.
I got so offended.
That one-
I got so offended.
What was it? Was the image in your head or you
it
sucking
was
it?
like, because I never really took into account. I was like, wait a minute.
She nervous with the microphone
I'm
right
like,
now.
hold
She
up.
like,
I'm like,
Hold up. Wait a
whoa.
minute. Something ain't
You know what I'm
right.
saying? Because having sex and sucking dick is like it's a lot. It's a different
You
thing.
can ask me about
Because you
having
got some
sex.
women, you really got some women be like, I'll fuck you, but I ain't gonna suck your dick.
Yeah.
Right.
That's for my husband.
It's
Like,
you can ask me who I had sex with.
Right.
But don't ask who I
Don't ask the specifics, nigga. Just know we had sexual relations. Just know that, okay?
Oh man, that's
did
wild.
Did he put it in your booty?
Okay.
BK, stop.
Did he put it in your booty?
Yeah, he asking too much questions now. He is
Oh,
going too
man.
far. All
Listen,
right.
just whatever sex I had with you, just know it was on the same level I had that sex with that nigga.
Damn.
Wow.
He going. That's going too.
Just because, like, for me, I don't.
But see,
I
I
don't
always
see
thought that
sex as,
sex
like-
was different with a woman when she loved you or cared about you.
I think it's definitely different.
It's different in the aspect of like not what I'm willing to do, but I guess maybe how passionate
yeah,
How
it
comfortable
is,
you
right?
is. Your
So,
body.
like,
Your
the-
body react different. All of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my skill set isn't different. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You know
I'ma
what
put up
saying?
this 30.
Right, yeah.
I'ma put up this
you
30
feel me?
regardless.
Like,
Now, how
Nigga,
I
you
get
gonna
the
bust.
I'm
You gonna
good.
bust.
Yeah.
Now, how I get the 30?
Hey,
It's totally different.
I hit the triple doubles. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I think
The triple.
If I love you, I'm gonna take you to overtime.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it's like-
exactly.
exactly.
I think that's what
It's
it is.
like-
I'ma still drop my
and then
same
it's like,
numbers.
what am I doing afterwards? Like, am I bringing you a rag? Am I making them tacos?
Okay,
Like,
this how I
Am I
know.
doing
This
the
how I
extras?
know. If I'm in love with you, BK, is the water hot? Is the rag hot or cold?
You just splash some water on there.
let me- as-
Did you
as-
let the water run a little bit and get
listen,
it hot?
I don't play. You know, overseas. I'm in the NF. I'm in the NBA.
This
So
nigga.
the rag always
She
gonna be
cool
warm.
with it. Now she
You know
cool
what I'm
with
saying?
it.
All the niggas know I fuck with the rag gonna be warm. You know what I'm saying?
that's what I'm talking about.
Everybody.
That's my dog right
That's
there.
just because it's like
Y'all better listen, ladies.
This,
Bring
that
no cold ass
Don't bring
bread.
the cold.
that comes with the skill set.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
part
I'm
of the
saying?
skill set.
I'm MJ of this shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck I'm playing the Pistons or the Detroit. I don't give a fuck who I'm playing.
You might have said Pistons or the Detroit
Right,
Pistons.
right.
I feel you.
Right.
They're the same people.
Same people.
But
She
like,
knew,
the
she
Pistons
knew,
or the
she
Lakers.
knew
Let's
she
go
was
there.
fucking up, though.
At the end
That's
of-
what I like.
And then she cut
but,
it.
at,
Ain't that
but at the end of the day,
the tower warm.
whoever team is there, I'm gonna drop that 30. I'm
Oh.
gonna drop that 30.
See, only time I want a cold rag is when it's probably hot as hell in your room, because you know y'all women like to sleep in that hot ass room. I need that cold rag
If
for my head.
that comes with the compensation package, right? You
The
can get the
compensation
warm wag, you can get the cold water. You know what I'm saying? You good? You
Yeah.
get some juice. Like that's
That's when you get all the
the
incentives.
hospitality package.
You get all the
That
incentives
ain't got shit to
then.
do with love.
I feel you. Speaking of incentives,
Mm.
hey, we got to talk about AB real quick. Antonio
Oh,
Brown.
God.
Yeah, man. That it's a lot going on with the whole situation. Of course, everybody has their take on it because everybody has an opinion. It's social media. We get it. When you see stuff, you see it on your page timeline before you see it on ESPN or whatever else is shown on. He didn't even have time to put out a statement or anything of why he did what he did. No, I'm talking about before, like when
it happened.
everybody
Yeah.
jumped on it.
Yeah.
He didn't have time to put out what happened before a story got out there, and then throughout this week, more stuff came out as far as him talking about how he was injured. He let the coach know he was injured.
Yeah.
He let the organization know, and he still tried to play and all of that.
Yeah.
Coach saying he lying.
Coach said he lied.
Yeah,
He said
yeah.
coach lying. He said
Yeah.
he had doctors look at it. Then he came back and said something else about Tom Brady needing him to be Tom Brady. I think that was a wild ass statement because
They
all of
won
those
that
receivers,
game against the Jets.
all of
So
those-
it's like,
exactly. And
because
he
of
left
Tom Brady.
Without you. Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
all those receivers and pieces that he has there.
Tom Brady don't need
But
a motherfucking person.
this is my thing with the Antonio Brown situation. I get Antonio Brown been doing some wild shit since college. I think people keep forgetting that. They act like he ain't bounced around to multiple colleges.
Right,
So this
right.
isn't a new trend.
Right.
But black people have got to stop giving this man passes
For dumb
on
shit.
this dumb
Yeah,
crap that he keep
yeah.
doing and trying to blame the white man on the stuff
Or
for the
just
stuff that he
blame
doing.
other people.
Or blaming other
Yeah,
people for the
yeah.
crap that
So-
he consistently
you,
doing.
You doing all this, you're going through all this, and the one common denominator in everything is you.
It's you.
Right.
You know, yeah, they may have wanted to play you. You may want to get your targets, but whatever you did is not the way to do it.
Right.
Exactly.
For every action, there's an equal or opposite reaction.
Right.
That reaction there should have never happened.
No.
And I'm not. I mean, I'm more of a basketball fan. I don't know much about football, but I do know AB, and it's not because of his skill set.
But he's
right?
one of the stars. Well,
I know.
yeah,
I
or acting
know-
a donkey. Yeah,
I know him because of
That's
his
probably why she
antics.
know him, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I know him because of the drama that he had with his baby mama. I know him because of the drama
He
he,
threw a
had
bag
with,
of dicks at him.
with Jenna Fumes
Which
or
was funny
Fumes.
as shit.
That was
You know what I'm
funny.
saying? So it's like my thing is one, when you are playing in the NBA, when you're playing in NFL, you are qualified to be there, but that is a privilege. Everyone doesn't get that opportunity. So just because you are in that position does not mean that you have the right to be there.
Right.
And so if something wasn't going right with the team, because I watched the game because I was at work and they had the game on TV. If you didn't want to be a part of that
Look,
team,
which job? Look,
right?
Yeah, which one?
Okay, I'm
Now you're working like a Jamaican
I'm
father.
working
Oh, yeah.
bitch. You know what I'm
I
saying?
got 13
I got,
jobs.
I got kids.
It
You know,
may
what
become-
I'm
job.
you know what I'm saying? My nigga want alimony. Mwah. You know what I'm saying? I got to pay for shit. But he don't. I'm playing. But for
about to
me,
say.
it's like the way he left that game just solidified him not being in the NFL anymore. If I was a owner of a
Yeah,
team,
there's-
I wouldn't look at AB.
There's no
There's
way.
nothing that you can do because it's when you leave a regular job, you can't go into Walmart and make an announcement on the mic and say, "Hey, fuck y'all." It's cute for the moment,
That ain't you going
but
back.
that's gonna follow you.
Well, nowadays you can because it doesn't follow you. They don't pick up the phone anymore like they used to and
don't?
ask for references and say, "Hey," they don't do that no more. You can leave one job and go to the next. Believe me. I've done it. I've left one job at the airport, went right across the hall, and was working for another airline. But yeah, because they don't.
How did
check
you leave?
What, like, kiss my ass? I'm out of here. Because y'all don't appreciate me, and I'm bouncing. But because they don't check for references and stuff anymore.
Well, I think
because they're not allowed to. You can't even call another job, and say, "Hey, did he get fired?" You just have to say the only thing you can say is he rehirable?
Right. So
And
I
they
think
can say
it
no,
depends. I think it depends on the and not to be whatever, but it depends on the level of job, because even the positions that I have received, they wanted to talk to my previous
Well,
employees.
see, that's what I'm talking about. When you
Yeah.
said Walmart, though, I'm like, you
Yeah.
can leave Walmart and
Right.
go straight to Target.
But that was on international television.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
it's like, for me, one, you've already had an issue coming back into the league, right? You already had issue with other teams. Again, I'm not a football analyst. I don't know much about football. I just watch it. I don't know the plays. I don't know the rules. And so for me to know this about you, I don't even know what position AB plays.
Damn.
So it's like,
but that's a different perspective too,
But
so.
you're creating so much animosity and so much controversy that isn't needed.
And
You could have left that field.
And most black people was like, no. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
not-
that nigga
not like
that.
this.
on the
Not
side
like
of-
that.
on the
You
side of
only
it.
justify
So
it.
that's
Nigga,
so that's
talking
my
to the
thing.
crowd.
That's my thing with it, right? People going with the whole, like, if his statement was true, right? Let's say his statement's true, and he had the ankle problems, which he missed 6 games because of earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Right.
Then he missed 3 more, total of 9 because of the fake COVID card.
Yeah.
All right, so your ankle already hurt. You come back and you play, you get 15 targets.
Ain't nothing wrong with your
You have a
ankle
great
either.
game.
Yeah.
What's 15 targets?
15 passes thrown to you.
Okay, yeah.
You don't complain. You don't do nothing. You're happy. Y'all win the game. Y'all come into next week
You're losing.
and you're losing, and you're not getting the targets. And then you bring up your ankle hurt when the coach tells you to go back in the game. But instead of just saying no and staying on the sideline, you take it off your pads, you throw everything in the stands,
You make a scene.
You run through the end zone while the play is about to happen. My thing is, if your ankle was hurting that bad, why did you even dress out?
Right.
Yeah.
Because and earlier that week, you asked about if your incentives was going to be guaranteed. They told you no.
What's incentives, like benefits?
So if
In
he
his
would have
contract.
had a
Okay.
certain amount of catches,
Yeah.
he would have got such and such amount of money
Okay.
800,000 more on top of his
on top of his money that he getting now.
Okay.
At the beginning of the season, they came with a contract and said, if you get 80 plus catches,
Right.
Yeah.
we'll give you more money.
Okay.
Exactly.
So,
So,
yeah.
that you now know that's not guaranteed.
Oh, because you missed so many games.
No, you called
No.
them
Yeah.
and asked them.
Oh, okay.
Even though he missed the games, he could have still hit the number and got that money.
Right.
But you called him to ask and see if it was guaranteed. It's not. Okay, you know this now. This is before the game, dog. And you decide, I ain't getting this guaranteed money.
Yeah.
My ankle hurting.
Yeah.
You got text message threads. Cool. You go into this game and then you decide to do this now.
at the monkey.
And I'm the
This
type
looks
of dude.
stupid.
With
I'm
your
the type of-
reputation. Like your reputation.
With the reputation you
your
already
had.
had.
Over 2
You
other
already knew it
teams.
wasn't gonna go well.
Yeah. You
already
But,
knew this.
See, I'm the type of guy where I don't even like when they have contract disputes. If I came in as a rookie and I signed a 4-year contract for $16 million, I come in, I get 80 sacks. Well, damn it, I signed the contract.
Yeah.
This is what
I
I
should have
get.
never signed the contract if I know what I'm worth.
Yeah.
You
And-
know your worth. Don't sign the contract.
And
Go to another team, hold out,
Right.
whatever. But I hate when somebody has a 4-year contract. They come in and they overperform.
Yeah.
And now they saying
they mad.
You need to
they
give me
mad. Because what if you come in and you underperform?
Right.
You still
Should
want
the
your money.
owner, should the owner come
Take
in and
back
say,
your money? Right.
Right.
But
And-
there's another thing with my bad. I didn't mean to
You
cut you
fine,
off. But
you
there's
good.
another thing with that Shannon Sharp brought up. You was at the Raiders. All you had to do was shut your mouth until Tuesday. You
Yeah.
would have got $30 million.
Right.
Now you at a team where you got to play for incentives.
Yeah.
Where you got 1 point something million last season, and you was about to get another 1 something this season.
It's so crazy that
you
we talk
let
about
30 million go.
millions of dollars. Like you're making millions
You
of
let
dollars.
30 million go off the table.
Now,
Because
I
he
ain't-
didn't have to play.
Now,
All he
I
had to
ain't
do
gonna-
was be on the team until Tuesday.
Now I ain't gonna say I'm gonna be your slave for that 1.6. But I know damn well I ain't gonna shoot myself in the foot.
I ain't gonna mess it up.
I ain't gonna mess
A
it
nigga
up.
pay me $1 million, whatever. It's gonna be a lot I ain't gonna do. I'm gonna tell you that.
I know what I ain't gonna
correct
do to
me
mess
if
it
I'm
up.
wrong, right? Because I've already
I'ma go
mentioned.
ahead and get the money.
I've already mentioned I don't know about football, but was it and not Dak Prescott, right, for the Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
He got injured.
For what team again?
I don't. So the suck ass niggas. You know what I'm saying? The trash ass niggas ain't ran shit. Listen, I don't know much about football, but what I do know them Cowboys is ass.
Me and BK are divorced now. We are divorced.
Listen, I don't know much about football,
But I know-
But you do know about the hate is real.
The
with
Cowboys don't bring shit to the table.
I hate her.
But he got hurt, right? Correct?
Yeah.
And it was in the midst of him about to get a great contract or get signed into a great contract. He got seriously injured, right?
Well, just
Pretty
in
much.
the season, because he already had his contract.
Right.
He
But
just got
wasn't
hurt.
it
No, he didn't have
up
the
for-
new one yet.
Right.
He didn't have a new one.
They
And it-
realized
he was in
we
a
should've
weird
paid this nigga.
right. It was in a weird predicament of him trying to get that new contract, and he got seriously hurt, which almost jeopardized what he could have gotten. I don't know what's going on, but at no point in time did Dak take that opportunity and say, "Well, I'm hurt. Y'all ain't guaranteed anything. I've showed y'all." He's playing
Yeah.
right now. So
He's betting on himself, really.
right,
Exactly.
exactly. So when you're in those type of positions, one, you're already taking a risk.
But-
That's for everyone to
Before
go
you
along.
go,
Dak
what's
been-
crazy is-
the person you just brought up. He's been taking a risk for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
because they wouldn't pay him the money he was worth.
Right.
and they kept what is it when they kept
franchise
they
tag.
kept franchise tagging him, which I know you don't know about that either. But instead of paying him a long-term contract, they put a franchise tag on him, which means he still got like $30 million for
Yeah.
a year or something.
Right.
Except he didn't get the. This the thing. Even in that
He
situation,
could have got hurt within that year of making $30 million, and that could have been all for him
Yeah.
because he got hurt.
exactly.
Right.
Now, even in that situation, Dak at one point was literally. He could have literally been justified for acting a damn fool.
Right.
Right.
Because
That's my
he
point.
got hurt. They
That's
had
my
all the
point.
backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Shit was going left. And then they were all seeing like, damn, we probably should have paid Dak or
Right.
whatever.
And he been balling.
And he been balling.
since
and
he
he
took
could
over
have
for
went
Tony Romo.
on social media and
And-
went crazy and acted a donkey. Or been on the sideline and did the
Yep.
same thing.
And that was my whole point.
And another thing, let's go even further. You got all these white quarterbacks who are trash,
And
you paying them.
and keep a job.
You paid Tony Romo bum ass.
Mark Sanchez,
Man, Tony Romo got all that money, old bum ass.
and then was still getting paid while he was
one,
a.
I know
one
this
damn
other
play. He
quarterback.
won one playoff game in like 15.
I know
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
But Tom gonna be
Yeah.
Tom, and Tom was trying to stand up for AB. That's the crazy part.
But here's the thing
So-
too. I hate when people say Tom Brady, he make people better. He the GOAT, this and that. Tom Brady, just like anybody else, he need help on the field.
Oh, yeah,
It's
yeah.
I mean,
11 men on one side and 11 on the other. You need
It ain't the
help.
same
But
as
I-
it ain't the
but-
same as basketball.
But I'm about to say
Football totally different.
But I
One person
also-
can fuck up a whole play.
But I also feel like that also speaks to his strengths. Again, I don't know football, but for him to be as consistent as he is and have go to different teams and still
Well, he only went to one
generate-
different team.
Okay, so a new different team. And the game I did see, they were down by the Jets. You
His
know what I'm saying?
But
preparation
we
is-
So you-
like you
right,
said, you don't know
you right,
football.
you right.
But the Jets, that's like they was playing West Charlotte.
Right. I mean,
Like, for real.
I get it. I get it, right? I get
Yeah,
it.
they
And-
playing
and-
preparation is
and,
top
and that's
notch.
my point. You should have never been losing.
Yeah, his
But
preparation
for
is
him
top
to
notch.
for him to get in the game in that small amount of time and generate that win speaks to his.
Tom like that. Now
Yeah,
I
right.
won't say
But
Tom.
as an athlete, I played baseball, football, basketball, and ran track. As an athlete, he played sports.
I
The
played
one
sports
thing
too, nigga.
BK
I didn't play
plays-
football.
I didn't know what you
Put some
played.
respect to my name.
Put some
I just know him.
The
I
fuck?
don't know.
BK was
I
starting.
didn't say-
What'd you play,
I didn't
BK?
say I know. I didn't know
What'd you play,
sport.
BK? What'd you play?
You know what I'm
What'd you
saying?
play,
I said
BK?
I ain't know football.
What'd you play?
First of all, one, I was on the Powerpuff team. You feel me? I was cornerback. Okay, a bitch crossed that line, she get knocked the fuck out.
Smack.
You know what I'm saying? It's over for her ass.
Come on, man.
Well,
go ahead and
I did that.
motherfucking-
BK
and I
played
was a
powder
cheerleader.
puff. We talking about sports.
And she was a cheerleader. That's a whole nother episode.
Yeah,
Now,
hold up episode.
we already had our.
This is where it's about to get real domestic.
No,
Not yet,
no.
man.
Here's what I'm about to say.
On the next one. On the next
Exactly.
So okay, well let's add your cheerleading in.
Right.
So
But
You
I
know
say
Jazz will run downstairs
I
in a
say
minute.
that for a reason, right?
No.
Because I've been cheering since I was in elementary school.
That's all
we,
good.
We didn't cheer the chess team. We cheered basketball and football. So for us to be able to generate cheers, which means that we have to know the game at some level. You feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's like I'm out there, I'm understanding like, yo, at least I have to know who's on defense, who's on
Right.
offense. If we're at, you know what I'm saying, 10 and go, I have to know
Right.
these things.
While we
because-
cheering, we down by 26. Like,
Right. You know
But
what I'm saying?
here's the thing I was about to say, and you
And I ran track.
You can understand what I'm saying too. As sports people, anybody leave you on the field by yourself, they selfish ass don't left the field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just up and dip.
We just like, no, I don't
Some-
even want to play
somebody
with you
on the
no
cheerleader-
more.
somebody on the cheerleader
You
squad,
in the
middle of the
cheer,
cheer.
That bitch say, I'm
I
out.
know.
Yeah. She don't mess up the whole
Mess up the whole
formation.
formation.
Right.
If we doing a stunt
And somebody walk off.
in the base,
Yeah,
she
she
leave.
walk off. Like,
Yeah.
fuck you, hoes.
yeah.
So you know how that feel.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
pretty much what
Or
happened.
we done threw you up in the air and
And
you
then
walk
nigga
off, we
jump
gonna
off.
catch
Yeah,
you. So
absolutely.
that's as sports people, that's the thing we're mad at.
Yeah.
Bro, no matter what you got going on, you
You
go
don't
down
leave
with
like
your
that.
team.
Yeah.
And
We
I'm,
can deal with this after the
yeah,
game.
and I'm former military.
Yeah.
So you
Yeah, Mike done everything
it's a
in the
team.
world.
It's
All
a
right.
team.
Fireman.
Pilot.
I done took a few hoes to space.
Okay.
I don't had a couple hoes say he is out of this world.
Oh
But
my
I'm
God.
saying-
That sounds dangerous.
But that's on. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with me.
Yeah.
But we talked about the 50K.
Yep.
I think we all had a good perspective on that.
I mean, my whole, just in conclusion,
Mike
right?
about to wrap it up.
Do-
Y'all
do
gonna wrap it
whatever-
up. This ain't my show no
right.
more. This
Do
is
whatever
everybody's.
you feel
got
comfortable
good
with
co-hosts.
doing, right?
Yeah,
right.
Just make sure that the person that you want to align with is on that same wave.
And,
So
and you making a good conscious decision, and
Right.
you happy with your decision.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
Don't
that's it.
flip the script later.
And what's
Yeah.
crazy is all of this ties into each other. Every last topic that we did. At some point, you have got to be happy with what you're doing. You have to find whatever joy it is for you.
Yep.
yeah.
And if you're going to do some shit,
Stay in it, man.
Stay in it.
Don't embarrass the black
stay in it.
community.
Don't embarrass everybody.
Yeah, I mean, that was embarrassing. I'm at work with all these rich ass white people,
And then looking at me because he wanted to
like,
do some
like
shit.
he's my cousin.
And see the
Like,
thing,
it's Tony Brown, my cousin.
the
I'm
thing that
like,
pissed me off is white people will find any reason to tie in the
To tie
kneeling.
the-
See, that's why we was against them for kneeling. 'Cause they just do what the fuck they want.
this is why we said OJ did it. Like what?
Yeah,
What?
yeah,
my God.
yeah. He did it. Fuck y'all. He got away with it like y'all got over with so much.
With
Yeah.
everything.
Man.
I
Hey,
get it.
I appreciate y'all coming on today.
We were truly
we
the
gotta do
title
this
of
again.
the show. Third
Exactly.
perspective. We got
Exactly.
3 perspectives.
You been
Usually
fucking-
it's just your shit.
You been fucking with me about this. I can't help it, man. I'm out here. This David Ruffin.
He gonna change. He gonna change the name.
They
My
rough men.
perspectives and
My
sometimes others. That's what it is.
Alton said,
Hey.
"David Ruffin."
But we gonna get you on stage. We gotta get you on stage.
We gotta get BK
We gotta
on
get
stage.
BK on stage. If I got to write for you,
Listen,
you get
first
your
of all,
ass on
first of all, I write my
stage.
own shit.
She don't need no ghostwriter.
Yes, I don't need no ghost
But
right.
I got
there's
some
no,
open mic
there's no
stages for you.
disrespecting that. A lot of
That's a
comedians
fact.
don't have. They don't write their
No,
own shit.
I actually do have 2 writers. It's honestly me. Like
Mm-hmm.
it is a fear of mine. I've never gotten booed. I know it's coming up, and that is something I have to.
Not
work
if you don't
You
think about
definitely better write that joke about having that hijab on with
Yeah.
bowling.
it. You got to use that
That
shit.
That was
shit.
hilarious.
Listen,
I was good with the hijab till the bitch had the bowl.
okay. Till I had to fucking bowl with that shit on.
Oh my
Y'all
god,
don't know that
Yo.
struggle.
That's hilarious.
We about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate it. Y'all go ahead, like, subscribe, follow all of that. Third Perspective. Arlington Scott, the man with the voice.
Am I still getting paid?
Yeah.
He told me I was getting a check.
Them damn wings.
I shoot you in the chest.
Only
I'll
reason
whip
why I
you.
came.
Bye, y'all. Bye. Because this one nigga start to get all over the damn place.
Holla at your girl.